Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Sophia, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Sophia's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give her while we are working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot whip training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is the tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Sophia has been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. As you can see, Sophia is seated on Fred's left, which is where all our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Sophia take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Sophia, heel, and then you start walking and she'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this, so anytime Fred stops his feet, Sophia will sit. There's an example of it there. It's important when you're heeling with Sophia that she walks nicely on your left-hand side without trying to pull ahead of you. If she did attempt to pull ahead of you, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to her training collar, repeat your command to heel, and then start walking again. And next up, they'll show you our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred will use the open flat of his left palm an inch or so from Sophia's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. He then walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a great exercise to build up self-control and maturity in Sophia. You can start practicing this one at about 1 minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Sophia, he's going to walk all the way around her, providing an added distraction as he goes behind her, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that sit-stay throughout. He gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. We'll show you a little more of the heel, sit, and stay. As he's heeling her around, stops his feet, she sits, heels her again, got her in a sit, she went into it down there instead of her sit, so he said no, and he repeated the command. Right back into the sit, he gave her the stay, back out to the end of the training leash. This time he'll give her a second to hold this position, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to her. Calls her in using her name. She's going to come right in, sit in front of him. And then we have an exercise called the finish. Fred's going to heel her right around the back of him and gets her right back to his left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. He'll demonstrate it one more time. She's in a sit. He gives her a stay, out to the end of the training leash. Give her a minute to hold it, and then call her in using her name. She gets up, comes right in, sits in front. And then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to his proper left-hand side heel position. And she sits. Now it's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Sophia about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with her. It all helps to keep the commands fresh in her mind. Now next we'll be showing you our down commands. The first one's going to be down from a heel position. I'm going to have her in a sit, and Fred will use the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives her a stay and walks out to the end of the training leash. This is another great exercise to build up that self-control and maturity in Sophia. You can start practicing the long down stay from about 3 minutes and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Sophia, he's going to walk all the way around her just as he did on the sit stay and right back to that left-hand side heel position. She holds that down throughout, he gives her some praise and then heels her right out of it. And we'll show you that down again when he comes back around. You see she's doing very well, but if for any reason she doesn't respond to a command or she breaks a stay, it's always important to follow through. So the first word out of your mouth would be no, followed by a tug and let go correction to her training collar, and then you're going to repeat the command you'd given her. And he's got her back in the sit, hand straight to the ground and the one-word command to down, and then he gives her a stay, walks out to the end of the training leash. This time he'll give her a second to hold this down, and then he'll demonstrate that come or recall command, this time right out of the down position.
Sophie, come.
Calls her in. She gets her right up, comes into him. I'm going to sit in front. And then the finish, he heels her right around the back of him and gets her right back to that left-hand side heel position. Nicely done. Alright, we'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which is down from a distance. This will be our down from a distance. You're going to have her in a sit, give her a stay, walk out to the end of your training leash. And this is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop her into a down from the end of the training leash. He then returns back to her once again, walking all the way around, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Excellent job. Alright, we've demonstrated for you the obedience commands we've worked on with Sophia while she's been here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Sophia, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.